Hi everyone, welcome to week 15 of data journalism. Congrats, you made it to the bitter end here, but you have one more challenge left, and that's to do some mapping in Datawrapper. We've done work with Datawrapper before with charts and maybe did a sports graphic with it, but now we're going to upgrade and do some locator maps and what we call choropleth maps. These are the shaded maps that you often see during the elections, shaded maps that you'll see with COVID data in them, and you have to be very careful with choropleth maps. So before we get started here, I need you to pause the video and then go into week 15 in our class schedule here at the bottom of our syllabus, and go to the Datawrapper exercise and click on that link and open it. Open up datawrapper.de and log in. And then go to our week 15 Google Drive folder and download this data set right here. This coronavirus cases by state from Johns Hopkins Hospital. And just go up here and hit download and it will download for you. So go ahead, hit pause and do those three things and then we'll get started. All right, welcome back. By now you should have the spreadsheet downloaded here and logged into your Datawrapper account and have the Datawrapper exercise open right here. This is a mapping assignment. We're actually going to work through the choropleth map together. I'm going to show you how to do a locator map. There's additional support down here. If you forget any steps or anything like that, you can always replay this video or go into the Datawrapper Academy, which has a lot of tips as well. Log into Datawrapper and go to your dashboard and go under Create New, and instead of selecting Chart this time, you can go to Map. Okay, and it gives you three choices: a choropleth map, a symbol map, or a locator map. Symbol maps tend to be like a bubble map here, where you're showing high concentrations. This would be good for, COVID data. Choropleth maps work very well for those. Choropleth shows, density, high unemployment in an area here. Could be, high number of positive COVID cases or high number of homicides, whatever, broken down over a shape. This is a very popular tool for choropleth maps. Google Flourish also has choropleth map capabilities, ArcGIS, many other mapping tools, Carto.com. But this one is one of the easiest to use because it'll match up the name of the state, the country, the region, the province, whatever, automatically in here. So you don't have to do any shape files like we did in Google Maps. Remember, we had to bring in the shape file of the neighborhoods. Here, you don't have to do that. Locator maps are these little 3D type maps where you can create little locations and then show it against the physical buildings that are around it or the physical terrain that's around it. We're going to do one of these first. These are really good at showing, maybe one or two pinpoints on a map. They're very common in like the print edition of USA Today. They're very popular for that. So first of all you have to do is go into the section here and select what they call a marker, a name of a place, a street address. It'll handle longitude, latitude. It'll even let you paste a link to a Google map as well, which is kind of cool. So let's pick, I'll do this, I still call it the Sears Tower in Chicago. And we'll see if it gives me the location. Yep, it changes it to Willis Tower, but it does recognize Sears Tower, which is pretty cool. There's also a Sears Tower in Cleveland as well. Not quite as impressive as ours, though. So it gives me the location, and I can choose, my symbol if I want to make it square or a star or whatever. I can choose a different color if I wanted to. I'll choose red just to liven it up a little bit. It'll give me a lot of steps here. There's a lot of little buttons down here with different controls on them that are kind of interesting as you go along here. The proceed button in the lower left will get you to the next step. So I'm going to zoom in a bit here to a little more detail. I'm going to rotate the map just a bit, so I'm kind of looking out over the lake. So I'm almost looking at it from above the Eisenhower-Kennedy interchange here. And I can tilt it a bit. So if you hold down on it, it'll really tilt it quicker. Okay. So zoom, rotate, tilt. If I want to lock that position in, I can. I don't bother with that because I want to be able to go back and adjust them later. Okay. Has some more options under here. You can change the text color. So if I wanted to make the text, dark blue, I could down here. If I wanted to boldface it, make it really pop, I could. I kind of like it not popped. You can adjust, the kind of a rounded text area around here. All kinds of different little adjustments here. Draw a line between the marker and the marker text. Let's say I wanted to move my text way over here for some reason, have a line over to the pinpoint. This will allow you to do it. But I just like my description right here. You also can take out some of this stuff too. I don't want to add Chicago, Illinois, United States of America in here. I just want to leave Willis Tower and the address. So I can just delete it out. Cleans it up a bit. Okay, so now I've got things handled here. I can go down to proceed. And I can choose, the type of map I want here, an earth map, light map, maritime if I want to show, feature the lake a little bit more. Depends on, the type of map I'm doing. We've talked about that before. You always want to have your scale bar turned on. Shows how far 200 meters is down here. I'm going to actually do it in miles. Okay, feet. You can turn the north arrow on with a paid version of this. We don't have that. If you want to highlight a region or inset a map, I can inset a little map here if I want to show, maybe where in Illinois it is located, and you can reposition that. Again, it depends on your audience. For us, we don't really, we kind of know where Chicago is in Illinois, but not everyone knows this. People from outside the area may not know. Okay, so I've added that in. It also gives me a choice up here to add intercountry borders in 3D buildings. I'm going to turn 3D buildings on. And notice how the buildings all pop up. Beautiful. I can zoom out just a tad and they disappear. If I zoom into a certain level and position the map just right, I can see those 3D buildings. Again, you might have to tilt it a little bit more, zoom in a little more. If yours don't show up right away and you have this checked, you can just zoom in a little bit more. And you have to adjust it a little bit and play with it a bit. And the aspect ratio, I can open it up so I can see a little bit more down here. So again, it's just playing with these adjustments to get your 3D buildings. Just make sure 3D buildings are turned on here. Hit proceed. Going to give it a headline. There's no data source. I'm just going to put myself in as the credit. If you had multiple pinpoints and had them colored differently, you could have a key down here. I don't really need that because it's just one pinpoint. You want the default Datawrapper map because it looks good that way. Allow people to embed it, allow them to download it, and let them share it. Why not? And again, for paid versions, you can do a little upgrade here, and you can add symbols and do all kinds of cool stuff. And again, it kicks over and it doesn't show the 3D right here. It looks like it's kind of busted a little bit, but it's fine. It should show up when you embed it. There, it's back. Visualization only. Copy the link. And I can go into Medium. Write a story. Hit the plus sign. Embed your link, hit return, and be patient. And up pops your locator map. Okay? So that is how to build a quick and dirty locator map in Datawrapper. Take a little break now and come back in a minute, and then we'll do Datawrapper choropleth maps. So take a little break now. Created one map. Okay, everybody, welcome back from your break. Now we're going to create a choropleth map. In this version, we're going to go in, or to do this, we're going to go in to our week 15 folder. You're going to see this coronavirus cases by state. You'll double click on it, and you can then take it and download it. You just go to File, and then download over here. And you can download it as an Excel spreadsheet. CSV file works as well right here. CSV, not TSV. CSV or Excel, either one, and save it to your downloads folder. Then go back into Datawrapper, click on your home page, or the dashboard as it's called. Go to Create New and select Map. Okay, select choropleth map. And it's going to give you some choices of different types of maps you can select from. There are dozens of them in here. You know, it's just to get through the A's, you know, it takes one full page. So look up here at the top. You've got United States. You could do counties if you're doing census data. That'd be really cool. USA states. Let's select that one. And it gives us our basic template. Hit the Proceed button. It's going to ask us for our data now to upload it. Okay, CSV or Excel. So hit upload file. And let's import our data. Corona cases by state, Johns Hopkins University. This is as of 3/15/2020. So this was in the early days of the pandemic. Okay, so our file has been uploaded. It's going to check out the matching the name here will be the state, correct? Value, the number of cases, which is here, that's correct. It's pretty good at guessing this, okay? But if it's ever off, you know, you need to transpose it, you know, you can fix it pretty quickly. Do a quick scroll through just to make sure there's no red on here, you know, that anything was amiss. It'll flag the problems if it's there. Hit the Proceed button. It'll run you through the little check, you know, nothing red, okay? And then hit Proceed again. It'll take you to this first interface, and your map will start to take shape here. You can do a lot with this. You can select different color palettes, and I'm going to show you some really heinous ones here. This first one's not bad, because if you hover over this, Washington State, remember at the start of the pandemic, had 568 cases. Remember the outbreak in the nursing home. They led the country at the time. New York, not far behind at 421, and then 282 in California. Pretty light elsewhere. You know, we had 46 cases here, but you know, this is just the middle of March. This was back when school was just starting to shut down. We'd only been shut down for about 5 days. You know, pretty light in some of these states. You know, some had, you know, Alaska just had one. But you can use these different colored panels. Oh, you know. Remember with choropleth maps, lighter colors show less of something, dark colors show more density. Okay, ooh, I don't know if I do a hot pink one. This one's not bad, not great, but this green one, if I was doing maybe one on the environment, might be a little better. I'm going to stick with this blue one at the top. And you can adjust these too, depending on how big your data set is, to quartiles, quintiles, deciles, and so on. And I'll show you kind of how the data changes. You know, still shows some density in some places. Not bad though, but you know, there was a lot of gaps between the data here. So let's change it to linear and just keep it at the default. This shows, you know, we had a lot here, a lot here, a lot here, and then it drops off significantly. You know, we don't want those colors confusing people. We want to make our map zoomable, so it gives us a little plus minus sign over here. We don't need to hide any regions without data. We have data for all of our data, or for all of our states. And you wouldn't want to hide it anyway. I think, you know, that's kind of a bad thing. Just, you know, put it up there with no data in it and explain that in your description or your footer that there was no data available for that given state. You can adjust the padding, which gives it a little more space on the side or things like that. Kind of shrinks the map down a little bit. You know, if you want to make the map a little steeper, you can. You know, you can play around with these settings here. Annotate allows you to add a headline. COVID-19 positive cases by state. A short description, breakdown of as of March 15th, 2020. That was early on. Okay. Who published the source? Johns Hopkins. Remember, it's Johns, plural. Hopkins University. And a link to the data set. I've got a link to the actual site right here. It's on our Datawrapper mapping assignment. Okay. It's right here. Provide a link to it. There we go. Who created this? You did, so you'll put your credit in here. Could spell today. That'd be nice. Spell my last name right. There we go, Mike. Oh, it's late. You can show the map labels if you want to. It would show, you know, just a few cities around the country, just to kind of give it some scale. Sometimes that's helpful. It's not a bad thing to do. If it showed every, you know, major city or every state label, it'd be a little too crowded. Tooltips are when you hover over something, the little number that appears in there. You can actually edit these by hitting customize. I can type the word had, H-A-D, before cases. And now when you hover over it, it'll say New Mexico had 10 positive cases for all these. Okay. So again, don't interfere with, you know, the little brackets here, but had blank positive cases. You can add annotations. Annotations are little footnotes. Like I could draw a little footnote up here, and I'll do it just for our purposes. I wouldn't do it on this map, but if I wanted to point out, you know, that Washington, you know, Seattle had a big outbreak in a nursing home, I could do that by hitting Add Text Annotation, and it gives me crosshairs, and I can just kind of paint a cross here. And it gives me opportunities here to boldface it and also draw a line to the annotation text. So I can actually draw the line over here and then move this up if I wanted it to not interfere with the states, you know, and actually draw this line so it moves over and touches the state of Washington. I could actually, if it wasn't so dense, this color, I could have it actually point right into Seattle up there. But you know, this is pretty good right here. Okay. Again, I'm not wild about the annotations. You know, you can get a little out of control with them. But yeah, this one, it's okay. Go up here to layout. You want to keep it English, the default Datawrapper, image download and embed, and you always want to have the social media sharing options. So all the bells and whistles are on this map. Okay. Hit the proceed button. Publish. Always remember to hit the visualization only. Grab that link. go, hit the plus sign, paste the link, hit return, and be patient. And there you go. Now you've got a choropleth map. And again, this is kind of a, big disparity. You had 3 states that had, significant numbers. In many other states, there was just a huge gap between them. So, as we slowly saw, these numbers began to creep in from the coasts and started to cover, all the states. So that's how you create a choropleth map in Datawrapper. It's one of the best tools for creating these types of maps that's on the market. Like I say, there's others. There's Google Flourish, ArcGIS will do it. Cardo.com. There are many others, but these are for these types of maps. A locator map like this and a choropleth map. Boy, this tool doesn't get much better for it. And they've been doing it for 10 years, the folks at Datawrapper, so they get it. Really, really well-run organization. So your assignment, you have a choice. You can either create a 3D locator map. You can add multiple pinpoints to it, or a choropleth map of something. It's up to you. It's kind of like your final exam in the class. So it requires some thought. You go out and find a data set of worldwide vaccination data, or worldwide positive COVID cases, or state-by-state data. Or you can do a detailed locator map, more than just one pinpoint like I did in the demo, which we just did for time. So you will put that into your Medium account. Write a few hundred words and tweet the Medium post to the UIC digital hashtag. So you'll write 200 words and then tweet the post. You'll embed it in there and add this in there, write 200 words about it, and tweet by the deadline on the syllabus, or as I put down here, April 22nd at noon. If you're taking this class in the spring of 2022, it's April 22nd at noon. If you're taking it any other semester, obviously your dates are going to be a little different. So really, this is our last assignment of the semester. Way to go. Do a good job on this. You want to leave things on a good note. It's, I think we're 10% of your grade. So, you want to do a good job. Next week, I'm just going to be hanging out. If you need any help with me, let me know. I can. We're not introducing anything new. You're kind of winding down and doing finals. But I can meet with you one-on-one if you need anything. Just let me know, and I can set up a Zoom talk with you. To those of you who are graduating, best of luck to you. Stay in touch. If you need anything, let me know, a rec letter or anything. Have a fantastic break. Don't forget to fill out those course evaluations. And have an excellent break. And stay safe, too, out there. And again, if you need any help with choropleth maps, just let me know. Take care, everybody.